Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say to you, rejoice. It is Thursday, September 8th, 2022. Clive Walsh here, inviting you to enjoy with me the reading of our devotional thought for today, which is entitled, Rejoicing Always. And the verse, simply put, Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say to you, rejoice. And that's Philippians chapter 4, verse 4. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say, rejoice. Alistair Begg writes, how are we supposed to rejoice always? Is it even possible to achieve this? Or are we supposed to understand Paul's exhortation to rejoice in the Lord always as a kind of hyperbolic statement that Paul never intended us to actually experience in our Christian faith? No, we are not. Paul meant what he said. As believers, we really ought to rejoice always. One of the reasons why we experience such difficulties with this appeal is because we tend to think of joy in the same incorrect way as we view love, namely as a product of our emotions rather than a servant of our wills. When seen like this, joy is a product of our circumstances and our feelings. And with that view, it is only possible to rejoice when we're feeling good, when the sun is shining, and when everything seems to be going our way. But the Bible means what it says when it tells us to rejoice always, including when our lives is not what we wished, the clouds are gathering, and we feel low. Therefore, we must seek to understand joy. In Habakkuk chapter 3, we read that the prophet trembled over the day of trouble to come. In Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 16, everything in the realm of feelings pointed Habakkuk towards panic. But instead of succumbing to anxiety, he made his feelings yield to what he knew of his provider. On the strength of right thinking, Habakkuk concluded, though the fig tree may not blossom, nor fruit be on the vines, the product of the oil fails, and the fields yield no fruit, the flock be cut off from the fold, and there be no herd in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. He demonstrates that it is possible to rejoice always, even in the midst of deep trial and deep pain, when our joy does not depend on our external factors, but on God alone. God has purposed that our thinking is to be informed and shaped by His revelation, what He has made known of Himself through His Word and creation. To borrow the words of the 16th century scientist Johannes Kepler, we are to think God's thoughts after Him. And as we learn to think correctly, we will increasingly be able to bring our emotions into line with our right thinking. When your joy is rooted in God's unchanging character, you are delivered from the joy that held captive by yourself and your circumstances. Yes, your joy might be challenged by the difficulties and disappointments of your day, but it will not be overturned. In the moments today when your joy is challenged, take these words to your lips. 'Tis what I know of Thee, my Lord and God, that fills my soul with peace, my lips with song. Thou art my health, my joy, my staff, my rod. Leaning on Thee, in weakness I am strong. And that's the reading of our devotional thought for today, coming from the book Truth for Life by Pastor Alistair Begg, Rejoicing Always. And truly, may we be found rejoicing always. Why? Not because of our circumstances, but because of the fact that God is who He is, and He's called us to view things in the light of just that, who He is. So have a joyful day today and be found rejoicing in Him always. May the Holy Spirit make that a reality to each one of us today. My name is Clive Walsh, encouraging those of you who are reading through the Scriptures to your assignment today, Judges chapter 4, 5, and 6, and John chapter 3, verses 1 through 15, and may the Lord richly bless you.